High on the cliffs above the storm-racked sea stood the village of Greymere, a place where the wind never slept, and the gulls seemed to cry warnings no one understood. At the edge of the village was an old chapel, long abandoned, its bell tower crooked from centuries of gales. The villagers kept their distance, saying the place was cursed, though no one could agree on how or why. Some swore the bell rang on its own, even though the rope had long since rotted away. Others whispered that shadows gathered there on moonless nights, shifting like restless spirits. One autumn evening, a girl named Lyra wandered too close. She was restless by nature, curious in ways the others feared to be, and when the wind carried a faint ringing to her ears, she followed it. The chapel loomed, its windows hollow and its door half broken, creaking with every gust. Stepping inside, she found the air strangely still, as if the storm outside could not breach those crumbling walls. The bell rope was gone, just as the story said, yet above her, the great bell swayed gently, tolling once, then again. The sound wasn't just noise, it carried words, though faint, like a voice spoken from another time. Remember us, it seemed to say. The stones beneath her feet glowed faintly, patterns revealing themselves, names carved into the floor, long erased from memory. She realized then that the bell did not mark the hour, but called for remembrance, tolling for villages forgotten, lost to the sea or the storm. The shadows in the chapel gathered, forming hazy outlines of figures. They didn't frighten her, they stood in silence, waiting. With trembling hands, Lyra whispered the names etched into the stone, one by one. Each name spoken seemed to lift a weight from the air, the shadows bowing as though released from a burden. When the last name left her lips, the bell tolled once more, and the chapel fell quiet. The figures dissolved into light, fading into the stone. Outside, the storm had broken. The wind lay still, the sky opened to a sudden scatter of stars. From that night onward, the villagers noticed the chapel no longer felt cursed. Instead, it seemed at peace. The bell never rang again of its own accord, but whenever the village lost someone to the sea, they carried the name to Lyra, who would speak it aloud within the chapel, ensuring no soul was ever forgotten again.